Hey, what's going on, everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and Thursday Night Football's tonight, so let's bet some Thursday Night Football player props for tonight. So, hopped on OddsJam, found some player props that I liked for tonight. We have the incredible game between the Falcons and the Panthers. Classic Thursday night showdown. The biggest update for this game since the last time that I have recorded and done any content for this game is obviously the weather. It's supposed to be raining pretty much the entire game, and it's supposed to be a little bit windy. I've seen reports that winds could be up to 30 miles per hour. I've seen it could be as low as 15. So we'll have to just monitor that as the game goes on, or as the day goes on, monitor the weather as the day goes on, just to see what the weather is going to be like. Obviously, wind has a much bigger impact on scoring than rain does. I've done that research, and rain obviously does affect the scoring, but not to the same level as wind. So wind is the main thing that you want to look at. So the rain won't scare me off a ton, especially because these are two run-heavy offenses. But just did want to get that out there, that the weather is looking like it's going to be a little nasty for the game tonight. So that's something to monitor as the day goes on. Maybe you fade some passing props. Maybe you back some rushing props. But regardless, for me, everything starts with OddsJam on the positive EV page. And the first play that I'm going to lock in here is Marcus Mariota over 0.5 interceptions. So basically throws an interception. This is just going to be a smaller half unit play for me, $50 on this one. Marcus Mariota over 0.5 interceptions. Let me add this one to my bet tracker real quick. So let's chat about it. Of course, it's positive expected value. Shows up on the OddsJam positive EV page. The Novig line prices this at about plus 154, plus 153.81. We can round that up to plus 154. So there is a gap between the Novig odds and the odds that we are getting it at Bet365. These Novig odds are calculated just from pooling the weighted average from all of the sharpest sportsbooks in the world. So you can view this weighted average as pretty much the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. Sports betting, obviously not all sportsbooks are created equal in terms of pricing odds. So you want to find out who the smart ones are, and then you want to bet sportsbooks that are outliers to the sharp ones, which is exactly what we're doing here. So the plus 155 at Bet365. The next thing that I like to do, like anything that shows up on the OddsJam positive EV page, it's going to be positive expected value. Every single one is going to beat the Novig odds. I just want to do a little bit of a quick summary of just what that means. What you can do on your end to make things, to find the most profitable bets is, if you open up a play, you literally just click into it. It pulls up where every sportsbook prices odds for that play. And what we can see here is this plus 155 is a pretty decent outlier compared to the rest of the books. The closest book is DraftKings at plus 145, so still 10 cents lower. And then we see Pinnacle at plus 127, Bet Rivers plus 138, pretty much the rest of the books in the plus 130s or exactly at plus 140. So this plus 155 is a pretty decent outlier compared to the rest of the sports books. And that's exactly what we're looking for. You know, if we see prices range from plus 155 all the way to plus 127, one of them has to be wrong. It doesn't make sense that they're both right. And the cool thing about OddsJam is what it does is it tries to, based on using historical data and calculating the Novig odds, provide opportunities where the bet that we are placing is the incorrect one. Now, it's not perfect. It is a formula at the end of the day, so something might fall through the cracks, which is why I like to actually click into a play and do this little bit of research myself. I call it research, but literally you just open a play, compare the rest of the books, and say, oh yeah, this is an outlier. This one's good to go. So this is my first play, Marcus Mariota over 0.5 interceptions. And with the rain, with the wind, this makes a lot of sense. The reason why these odds are juiced up so much is because Mariota hasn't thrown a ton of interceptions this year. But with rain, with wind, it's more likely. So getting it all the way up at plus 155 odds, I think is good value. So that's the first one. Mariota throws an interception. The next one, Tyler Allgeier over 31.5 rushing yards. This is minus 110 at Bet365 or BetMGM. I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in again at Bet365. This one is going to be a 3/4 unit play, so it's not a full unit mix slam in my opinion, but it's a little bit better than a half unit. So I put 75 on this one. Let me add this one to my bet tracker as well. $75. Click save. Good to go there. So This play, another good one, positive EV, the no vig odds that from all these sharp sports books price this at about minus 111, almost exactly at minus 111, and we get it at minus 110 at these two books, Bet365, BetMGM, and then same thing, click open the play, look at where all the other sports books price it. Pinnacle, minus 128. DraftKings, who I kind of use, DraftKings is actually, for those of you who've been watching this, already know this answer, but DraftKings actually does a pretty good job, specifically with player props. I don't know if it's because they have the DFS data or whatever, but they're generally pretty good with player props. So I like to use them along with Pinnacle to set the market, see what a market should truly be priced at. Both of them have it closer to 130, 20 cents higher than the minus 110. And if you open up the event page in a new tab, so this view itself just pulls up where sportsbooks price odds for this individual play, 31.5. If you open up the event page in a new tab, it pulls up where every sportsbook is pricing odds for this market itself. So we can see majority of books either have it at 31.5 and heavily juice the over, like the minus 128, like the minus 130, or we see sportsbooks price it at 32.5. And these sportsbooks actually looks like they're DFS ones, Thrive, Underdog, and Prize Picks. Those are DFS platforms, but they still price it a yard higher. And then one book looks like PointsBet prices it at minus 125, but you are getting a safer play, but I don't think it's worth sacrificing the 15 cents in juice. I would rather get the extra yard, get it at minus 110 odds. So this is going to be my second and final play for this video. In terms of handicapping this one, I think it makes sense. Obviously, Cordero Patterson is the starting running back for the Falcons, but Tyler Allgeier will still most likely get work if the Falcons end up running as much as they are projected to. I will be honest, earlier this week, I locked in a passing prop for Marcus Mariota over 13.5 completions. I ended up cashing out of that one because it was no longer plus EV. My guess is because of the weather. So it is important to stay on top of your bets and understand whether they are still profitable or not. The way you can check is just go to your bet tracker and see if they are red or green. DeMarcus, like these ended up hitting, but that's almost luck over anything. These ended up hitting, but in reality, if it's red, you should attempt to cash it out. So we see some green ones that hit, some red ones that don't. But I noticed the Marcus Mariota one was red. I noticed I was able to get a full refund, so I was able to cash it out. So just wanted to be honest there. I did lock that in. I'm pretty sure on a video for the YouTube channel, I cashed that one out. Now, looking forward, I mean, if it's a plus EV play for a passing prop, I will consider it because the math is the most important part. But I will say moving forward from today towards the end of the day, I'm going to be looking for rushing props, fading passing props, and also monitoring the weather. Could get worse as the day goes on, could get better. So it's important to just act on the information you have at hand. But regardless, these are going to be it for my two picks. If you're tailing these, comment on the video, let me know. Would love to hear it. Other than that, would appreciate it if you could like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps me out a ton if you've been enjoying these. But that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.